So my name is Will Golder. I'm one of the technology advisors to MedTech Holdings, which have worked with Onyx on their NowWhat.health project, which is a new community for starting with predominantly prostate cancer, but looking to produce a new community for people that are either suffering with and patients of prostate cancer, and then all the loved ones and communities around them, to really provide a central source of information for people when they get diagnosed with prostate cancer, but also particularly for the friends, families, loved ones around them, to also be able to produce a community that will allow everybody involved with supporting the individual that has been diagnosed, with finding out not only the best and correct information, but also to be able to provide a community for that group so that they can connect with other people that are also in similar situations and share stories or share ways in which they have found support or different treatments and how it's been. For working with you, going right back to the start, it was very important for us as a group, for me as an advisor to the board, and for all of those that were involved, was to find a software company and development company that we could outsource this to. And so that's really where we started this process with looking at the results for us as a business without having to hire necessarily, especially here in the UK and in this market, is a pretty challenging environment for managing that, how we could look to outsource that. And so therefore we found Onyx, and certainly the benefits from us here started right back at discovery, really, where we identified a number of service providers that could do this for us. But it was very important for us to be able to not just have a good experience, but be able to do this commercially sensibly, but also with regards to the capability. And certainly the benefits for us in working with you has certainly come through, both commercially and from a capability point of view, with things getting built at speed and built very well. But also then commercially, it made sense for us with us outsourcing this. It all added up and made complete sense. The impact on the company was that it stopped us having to hire internal teams, and it allowed us to outsource this. It is the main function and key part of the business. It allowed us to outsource that, and so the impact on us as a business was huge, because it allowed the team that they have within NowWhat to really focus on solving that problem and answering all the questions that need to be answered to support everybody involved. Whereas if they had to concentrate at the same time on running a tech team, the tech development, the tech planning, and the release of that, then it would have moved their focus away from actually being able to solve this problem. So it allowed arguably concurrent activity for the business to continue on solving the problem, while the tech resource was all managed all at the same time, which wouldn't necessarily have been possible without working with you guys at Onyx. It was particularly important for me as an advisor to that group, and certainly for Scott and everybody that actually worked closely with Onyx, was to say that we needed to work with one group. And so the best part of working here was that we worked with a project manager that was that central point of resource for us. So we weren't even having to manage access to front end and back end developers. It was all handled over time just through one project manager, which is a really good part for us, because it allows us to really put together the designs, but having that single point of contact makes it very, very efficient for us. But it also means that the understanding of the project as it goes on, our project manager gets the understanding of what we were looking to complete as a project. And so having that one contact really helped us right from the start, really. And obviously is the big part of collaboration in this, because between the project manager and their business, we're just talking on a regular basis, and then obviously that information is shared amongst the developers which you work with. The speed, the quality, and the commercially all come into this. So the speed and quality right up there. You never want to falter on quality, but at the same time, speed is always very important in projects like this, as especially for startup tech. You want to bring it to market as quickly as you can, but as best as you can. And sometimes you you get one and not the other, but we were really pleasantly surprised that with Onyx we got both the speed and the quality. And then obviously the third part with the commercials, it's again with startup projects, it's all very well to say that you want to do something and achieve it, but to achieve it on a commercially appropriate and fair budget is also very important. And certainly we achieved that with you and Onyx. Most definitely, yeah. I think again, me sitting on the advisory side within the group, I have the luxury of hearing the compliments that come out of the group with regards to Onyx and everything that you've delivered. And so we would most definitely recommend Onyx to our colleagues and already have done in some of the wider tech side. Yeah, I think the communication and project management rating comes hand in hand. And then, as I said before, the fact that we could work with one central project manager allowed us as a business to always have that person that knew exactly what we were looking to do and achieve, without having to re-educate different developers or people that came in and out of your business at times. And so the communication and the project management, as I said, comes absolutely hand in hand. And we were delighted to have such a good relationship with our project manager, and ongoing, still does to this day. And I think it goes without saying, the CEO Jonathan also asked me to mention in this, is that with the world has changed since that, especially with the unfortunate aspects of the Ukrainian part of the world. And in his own words, Onyx and your team did not waver on the quality of the output, the speed and efficiency in which everything was done. Considering everything else your country was going through, it was quite remarkable. And I think that's testament to you all as a business, hence why we said we would of course recommend, but also as testament to the way in which the organisation and your organisation is set up to be able to deal with customers like ourselves, who are obviously not based in your geographical location. And that comes down to the project management and communication that we all had along the way.